Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all doing fine. It's a little bit late today, and we're gonna quickly go over the fourth part of Law and Order. So let's begin. But he wasn't the man you could ask about such things, as he didn't refer to in his own conversation. I reckon he'd put all his emotions and ideas into being sheriff. I've read I read in books about men that was disappointed in these poetic and fine-haired and high-collared affairs with ladies, renouncing truck of that kind and wrapping themselves up into some occupation like painting pictures or herding sheep or science or teaching school something to make them forget. Well, I guess that was the way with Luke. But as he couldn't paint pictures, he took it out and rounding up horse thieves and in making Majada County a safe place to sleep if he was if he was well armed and not afraid of requisitions or tarantulas. Requisitions. One day there passes through Bill, Bildad a bunch of these money investors from the east, and they stopped off there. Bildad being the dinner station on the INGN. They was just coming back from Mexico, looking after mines and such. There was five of them, four solid pirates with gold watch chains that would grade up over 200 pounds on the hoof, and one kid about 17 or 18. This youngster had on had on one of them cowboy suits such as tenderfoots bring west with them, and you could see he was aching, aching to wing a couple of Indians or back a grizzly or two with the little wing a couple of Indians or back a grizzly or two with the little pearl-handled gun he had buckled around his waist. I walked down to the depot to keep an eye on the outfit and see that they didn't locate my land or scare the cow ponies hitched in front of Murchison's store or act otherwise unseemly. Unseemly. Luke was away after a gang of cattle thieves down on the Frio, and I always looked after the law and order when he wasn't there. After dinner, this boy comes out of the dining room while the way while the train was waiting and prances up and down, prances prances up and down the platform, ready to shoot all antelope, lions, or private citizens that might endeavor to molest or come too near him. He was a good-looking kid, only he was like all them tenderfoots. He he didn't know a law and order down when he saw it. By and by along comes Peter Johnson, the proprietor of the Crystal Palace, Chili con Carne, stand in Bildad. Pedro was a man who looked to amuse himself, so he kind of heard, writes that youngster laughing at him, tickled to death. I was too far away to hear, but the kid seems to mention some remarks to Pedro, and Pedro goes up and slaps him about 9 feet away and laughs harder than ever. And then the boy gets up quicker than he fell and jerks out his little pearl handle, and bang, bang, bang. Pedro gets it 3 times in special and treasured portions of his carcass. I saw the dust fly off his clothes every time the bullets hit. Sometimes them little 30-toes cause worry at close range. The engine bell was ringing, and the train starting off slow. I goes up to the kid and places him under arrest and takes away his gun. But the first thing I knew that caballard of capitalists makes a break for the train. One of them hesitates in front of me for a second and kind of smiles and shows his hand up against my chin. And I sort of lay down on the platform and took a nap. I never was afraid of guns, but I don't want any person except a barber to take liberties like that with my face again. When I woke up, the when I woke up, the the whole outfit, train boy and all, was gone. I asked about Pedro, and they told me the doctor said he would recover provided his wounds didn't turn out to be fatal. When Luke got back 3 days later, I told him about it. He was mad all over. "Why don't you telegraph to St. Anthony?" he asks, "and have the bunch arrested there." "Oh well," says I. I always did admire telegraphy, but astronomy was what I had took up just then. The capitalist sure knew how to gesticulate with his hands. Look at madder and madder. He investigates and finds in the depot a card one of the men had dropped that gives the address of some hombre called Scudder in New York City. "But," says Luke, "I'm going after that bunch. I'm going there and get the man or boy, as you say he was, and bring him back. I'm sheriff of Majetta County, and I shall keep law and order in its presence while I'm able to draw a gun. And I want you to go with me. No Eastern Yankee can shoot up a respectable and well-known citizen of Bildad, especially with 32nd caliber, and escape the law." Patrick Johnson, says Luke, is one of the most prominent citizens and businessmen. I'll appoint Samuel acting sheriff with penitentiary powers, while I'm away, and you and me will take the 6:45 northbound tomorrow evening and follow up this trail. "I'm your company," says I. "I never see this New York, but I like to. But look," says I, don't you have to have a dispensation or habis corp- corpus or something from the state when you reach out that far for reach man and male factors. Did I have a requisition? Says Luke when I went over into the brazos bottoms and brought back Bill Crimes and two more for holding up the International. Did me and you have a search warrant or a posse comitatus when we rounded up them six Mexican cow thieves down in Hidalga? It's my business to keep order in Majada County. And it's my business as office deputy, says I, to see that business is carried on according to law. Between us both, we ought to keep things pretty well cleaned up. Alright, guys. Thank you for joining me today and see you tomorrow on the next part. Thank you. Bye.